Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the International Hall of Fame at the National Tennis Club in Newport, Rhode Island. I'm once again joined by Nicky Howe. Welcome, Nicky.
Thanks, Maddie. Hi, everyone.
So, set score 6-2 to Cam. Cam needs one more set to win the title. Rob needs all 5. Tell us a little bit about day 2.
Day 2 saw, I thought, a slow start from Rob. I thought he might come out hard out the blocks. I think that pressure that Rob felt needing to come out hard out the blocks and take that first set made him a little bit rusty. Cam sort of rolled through that set pretty quickly. I was also going to say I felt his backhand was breaking down in the first set in that corner.
Okay, and then set 3, a little bit of a change, and people were thinking, is it going to be over in 2 days? And then Rob got that third set.
Yeah, set 3 was an absolute cracker. That was the best tennis of the week for me. The rallies were unbelievable. The shots they were both pulling off, and the questions that Rob had to keep asking Cam, and then Cam was delivering, and then Rob found another way to get through Cam to take that set. It was stunning tennis.
And you were there 2 years ago. Better tennis this time around than in Melbourne?
Yeah, I think so, because Camden's found another level. You know, I've never seen anyone covering a ball so quickly as Camden has. The defences from the main wall from Rob was just simply sublime. The way he's able to get there, it's not like Rob's hitting it slow. He's really ripping that main wall. And Camden's finding a way to get it back and put it on the floor, which I don't think has ever been seen before quite, so effectively from Camden.
Okay, and just switching it up a little bit, last night we had the Legends match. We were both commentating. What was it like commentating on your old man playing?
Oh, it was good. It was good fun. It was nice to see him out there with a smile. I didn't get to see much of him play when he was younger, but I enjoyed it. It was a real treat for everyone, and special thanks again. It's got to be had to Jay Shockett, the late great Jay Shockett, for putting on this event. He made this happen, and the crowd, they really got behind it. They were in awe of seeing 4 great legends on the court, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Yeah, me too. It was great. And so day 3 coming up, potentially 1 set, potentially 5. How do you see today coming?
Well, Rob's had a couple of days to think about it. He's realising he's only a set from losing his World Championship that he's had for 22 years. So I think it might actually relax him, starting to think, he might be thinking, I'm not going to win. I'm not going to hold the World Championship. So he might come and see a loose Rob Fay, sort of a fearless one without feeling any pressure, and really go for it. And Cam might be a little edgy because he's, 1 set away from history.
Yeah, we certainly have a sense sort of there's a buzz around Newport that we were having something new happen for the first time since 1994. I think the crowd are sort of very aware of this great new moment, and they're going to be there for it.
Yeah, it's going to be history, whatever happens today. If Cam does come through, we're seeing a new champion for the first time in 22 years. The first time an Australian hasn't been a world champion for longer, since 87, because Wayne Davies was a previous world champion. He was also Australian. So there's history to be made, and if Rob does come through, would that be the first time, I think, somebody's been that far down and then taken a world championship?
For sure, yeah, 100%.
So whatever happens, history's going to be made today.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to calling it, and we hope you are too. Once again, we would like to thank all of our sponsors, especially Jay Shockett, who recently passed away. We would also like to thank our champagne sponsor, Paul Roger. Lastly, an extra special thank you to all of our sponsors who helped make this week's webcast possible. They are Alex Evans, Jimmy Campbell, Paul Brown, Harry McVicker, Spencer Berger, Philip Robinson, Matthew Fradin, Arthur Horowitz, Melanie Clark, Christian Bullitt, Peter Estcourt, John Steffian, and some donors who wish to remain anonymous. Just to let you know, if you're enjoying this coverage and you'd like to help pay for it, you can go to nationaltennisclub.org and make a donation. We'd really appreciate it.
Just a quick reminder too about mobile phones. Good time to turn them off. No flash photography, and also please wait till the completion of the point. It's not obvious sometimes, as you can see this week, before you applause and cheer. They do love the support, but please wait till the point is ended. And now, for the third and final time this week, I'd like to introduce the best marker in the world from the Queen's Club, the head professional, Andrew Lyons. And to our challenger, who had his birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Cam, who arrived here by beating Steve Bergona 7-2 in Philadelphia, the world's #1, Camden Riviere. Good luck. And now to the man who's just simply done it all, been world champion since 1994. It's been a real privilege watching him play. He's extraordinary. He's won over 48 Open Championships. Please welcome from Hobart, Tasmania, Robert Leo Fay. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the match. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Maddie and Nikki here. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks, Maddie. I'm very excited for today. History is going to be made.
Okay, so we've got one more interview to show you from Camden Riviere that we just took. And welcome back to Newport, everyone. I'm joined by world #1, Camden Riviere. Cam, first things first, happy birthday for yesterday.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm guessing you couldn't celebrate quite in the way you would have intended to?
No, of course not. Tournament's not over yet, but it was nice to have all the family up here now and be able to celebrate with them with a nice dinner and kind of haven't had that for a few years, so it was pretty nice.
Okay, and you're now the ripe old age of 29, is that right?
Yeah, retirement's right around the corner.
So Cam, just tell us a little bit. You're 6-2 up, one set to win out of a possible 5. In very unique World Championship real tennis fashion, you've had 8 years minimum, like thinking about this moment. You've then had to wait 2 days to kind of try and get to a conclusion. What's been going through your mind in the last sort of 48 hours?
Honestly, just enjoying the process. You know, it's just been such a great week. You know, it's hasn't really been that stressful. I haven't felt pressure or anything like that. It's just been so enjoyable to get out there in front of so many friends and family and be able to play at such a high level against such a good competitor. It's just been a great time out there. And I've ended up with the 6-2 lead, but honestly, you're just kind of out there having fun. And the goal is just to try and win each day as it comes. And playing mainly just trying to play your opponent, not really think about the rest. And today I'm going to try and go out there and do the same thing. It's just same game plans, 1 point at a time, and just kind of relax and enjoy the moment.
Good. And I was just saying to Rob, a lot of people have been saying this is some of the best World Championship tennis they've seen. I mean, you've, as I say, we know, been in 2 others. How has it felt for you on court?
Well, it's definitely the best I've I've played, so I can at least attest to that. But obviously Rob's 48 now. I wasn't around to see a lot of his earlier challenges. I've heard amazing stories about them, but to me, obviously, this is the highest level tennis I've ever seen. Being out on court playing and all of that, so it just makes it so much more fun. Some of the rallies that we have, you finish and whether you win or lose the rally, you're just amazed by what's gone on out there. And I hope the crowd kind of feels the same way.
Well, yeah, I mean, there were a couple little moments where you were kind of smiling at each other. I think you just both aware that you'd been playing a ridiculously fantastic point, and you both took a second to just enjoy that with each other. I was a little surprised in the commentary box, I suppose, but that was amazing to watch.
I think if you aren't enjoying this game, if you aren't having fun, if you can't appreciate some of the things that happen out there, what's the point? We enjoy this game just as much as anybody else. We enjoy seeing great shots and all these things, whether we hit them or not. It's just an all-around love and appreciation for the game.
Okay, Cam, well, I'll let you get ready, but good luck getting the job done.
Thank you very much.
Okay, looks like these guys are getting ready to go pretty quickly, so we'll jump straight to the interview with Rob. Good morning, everyone. I'm here with world champion Rob Fay on day 3 of the championships. Rob, very simple task ahead of you. just win the next 5 sets. What's your plan?
Plans can't change that much. I've kind of run into the perfect storm a little bit this week. I've got the world number 1 in great form on his home court. But I've put up a good battle to date. And, if Leicester City can win the Premier League, then, everyone's a chance, right?
Yeah, I think you're slightly better than the 5,001 they were on. And a lot of people have been talking about this championship. A lot of the legends here, a lot of the people who've been to see the last 6-7 championships, they're saying this is still some of the best tennis they've ever seen. Is that your sort of feeling from the court?
Yeah, I think, it doesn't surprise me. I'm sure it's been good to watch. It's been pretty tough and a little bit painful to play in. So that's always a good sign. It doesn't matter how. It's one of the weird things, like the harder you prepare, the harder you can go. And so I think physically both of us would agree this is definitely the toughest tennis we've played. So whether that translates to the best tennis, I don't know. But it's certainly been, even though I've lost the first 2 days, it's certainly been a fantastic thing to be a part of.
Yeah, I think that's what we'd all agree with it. It's you clearly haven't had things your own way. Clearly there's certain things you probably would have liked to have, got that railroad going perhaps or whatever. But when you've got your main walls on, he's been building a wall behind that main wall and getting it tight, and he's found an answer so far.
Yeah, and that's what championships are all about, and that's what champions do. So maybe that time has come.
Well, Rob, there's just a chance. We've got one more trick up your sleeve, so we're looking forward to finding out today. Thanks for taking time to talk with us.
Cheers, thanks everybody.
Okay, we're back, guys. These guys took a pretty quick knock-up today. I think they're both pretty keen to get on with it, so here we go. Set number 9, Nick.
Yep. We're going to see 2 players wanting to go hard at it.
We're just watching Rob warm up there. He looks like he's really ready to unleash his special today. He's like an uncaged beast almost. He was smashing grills, like a real aggression about him today.
He looked really focused.
So
15-30.
We could have one set. We could have something interesting. We'll find out. We're all in the unknown today.
Last gallery.
First opportunity, Rob picks off a gallery.
15-30.
Big sign of his intent for this set.
Fault.
Rob, of course, been on the other end of this type of situation back in 2002. He was 6-2 up against Tim Chisholm, and Tim took the first 4 sets of the day, set up a 13th set decider, so he's possible. That, of course, at Hampton Court.
Who's there, Rob? That's a great point.
30 all.
Reminder to everyone watching that we're still looking to read as many of your tweets as we can.
40-30, last gallery.
If we get the chance.
Good serve from Cam there. Yes, absolutely, Maddie. Hashtag RTWC16. We'll read your tweets. We're going to read the first one out now. At Tennis Word, history will be made today. RTWC16 here at the National Tennis Club in the game we know today.
Definitely the sense of history, because there are people who were watching in '94 when Rob took the crown, but it's been 22 years. So for most of us as
Receiver leads 40-30.
enthusiasts, it's
Last
a new
gallery.
experience for us as an expectancy in the crowd here today.
Fault.
But Rob's going to keep us waiting as long as he possibly can.
Oh, he's
Game
dumped
receiver, first game.
That's interesting. Rob's been smashing grills in the warm-up. I felt like he wanted to do that in the last minute. Thought, hey, maybe I shouldn't.
Fault.
That'll certainly settle Cam down. First game of what he hopes is the final set of the day.
was on target for the grill. Cam tried to cut it
15
off,
love.
but drops it low into the net.
Tell me what you think about this, Nick. It seems like Cam's got to do the same thing. He's just got to absorb everything Rob throws at him, just drag out as many rallies as he can and just keep playing Camden's way. Rob's going to throw the kitchen sink at him, so to speak, and I feel that's how this is going to go. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's going to be trying to do, keep the rally going.
30 love.
He'll be feeling a little nervous, a little excited. He'll have all these feelings bubbling inside because he's potentially just, well, he is just one set away from being world champion.
5 games now.
$15.30.
Couple gifts he's given Cam early on. That one and the one earlier to chip a hazard to win the point. Maybe Rob's a little nervy.
I think it comes back to the same thing. He knows he's going to try and produce something
Oh,
amazing.
great shot. Rob can get up early in this set. Get the nerves away.
40-15.
Yeah,
And he could sort of, sorry, Matty, he could put some of the pressure on Cam.
yeah. I
by
mean,
doing that.
it's the same thing though. He's trying to produce something incredible, and he's playing against margins which is closer to the net.
1 game all.
So we might see a few of those shots. I think he'd buy a few net shots if it gets him a few more openings though.
Absolutely.
At this stage.
Cam, just clever shot, disguising it well.
20 yard worse than last
Very
gallery.
deliberate.
$15 love.
It's one of his favourite shots, that little chip down the line. He normally executes it so well. Just missing out on that one.
Yeah, I guess we're going to get a sense of how well,
Fault.
again, Rob tries to serve his railroad today. If we can get that going, he'll put a bit of extra pressure on.
Chasing
Good
yard.
shot. He holds it so late, this Camden, that you have to wait to the very last second before he can make a move.
More than a yard worse than
Not
chasing
again,
yard.
guessing
15
he
love.
can't Get to it.
I guess that's the beauty of playing a gentle game, is that when you're going for the big, you show your hand pretty early because you've got to swing at it. But if you're just playing a length shot down the line, you can hold it till the very last minute.
Yeah, you're spot on with that, Matty. As I show a replay here of Camden, that lovely delay.
Leads 15 love. Chase more than a yard worse than last gallery.
And he's so accurate, Rob knows it could be right in either corner, so he cannot cheat, he cannot get across early. He's got to wait and see what Camden does.
Oh.
15 all. Chasing yard.
He hadn't beaten if it had gone over.
Lost the chase for worse than a yard. 30-15 server.
Oh, wow.
Come off it. That's crazy.
That's what we've been seeing for 3 days, I suppose. We should stop being
Last
surprised by it, but
Never seen anyone do it so well.
Last gallery.
it's the fact that he's got control on the shot when he's volleyed it off the force off the back wall. I've seen people get those back before, but it's the fact that he puts it almost to a length.
Okay, from Rob.
30 all.
A lot of Americans looking forward to seeing Cam's win. A lot of people here, I think, just want to see more than one set's tennis. So
40-30,
Good
last
serve.
gallery.
they're pretty loud today so far, Nick, the crowd,
Yeah, no, they're up for this. They're going to witness something special, so
one way or another.
yeah. But they would love, especially the Aussies, they want to see it go as long as possible. You know, it's been a long time since anyone other than Australians been world champion. Before Rob, it was Wayne Davies, so got to go back to 87. 81 to 87 was the last time someone not
Receiver
from
leads,
Australia was
40-30.
world champion.
Chase
It was
the
your
last
uncle.
gallery.
And further back for an American. Was it one of the Bostwicks?
That is right. I think it might be Pete. Oh, he got the bounce there. He hasn't had many of the lucky
Jeez.
bounces this week, to be fair to Rob, so maybe it's his turn today.
Well,
Well back. Is this going in? Oh, well read.
half a
It's a
yard
chase
worse than
there.
last gallery. Juice.
That was a brave leave. It looked pretty close.
And the second
Yeah,
gallery.
just happy to chip a gallery, take the serve at Juice.
That's the point Rob's looking for, though.
It was just Cam chipping a chase on that last point, the second last point. Quick tweet,
Juice.
please. Shankman, cricket
Chase
match
half a
cancelled
yard
today
worse
because of
than
rain.
last
At least
gallery.
now I won't be batting while history is being made in Newport. Every cloud, RTWC 16.
A lot of clouds by the sound of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a great serve. That was a very deliberate, he's worked on that.
service advantage. Chase the second gallery.
So many things Cam will look to help him with his nerves, help him stay in the zone. You know, a nice
How's he
cheap
picked
point
that
when he's
up?
hit one good serve will really help.
Oh, that was a heck of a pickup. Finishes with... Continues where he left
Game
off
server.
on day one and day
2
two.
games to 1. Out of court. 15 love. Last gallery.
Good shot.
It's what's characterising Camden here. Rob's, as I say, he was slamming balls in the grill and in the dead on in the warm-up today more than any other day, and he hasn't really had a chance to do it yet because Cam's serve tight. He's not allowed him to do what he wants to do, which I think characterised a lot about this match today. Over the past 3 days.
Yeah, absolutely.
$30 love. Oh.
Good finish. He's pumped up.
He is, but he's on the exterior. He's definitely somewhat calm. He knows the job he's got to do, but he's keeping his emotions in check. I like that.
Works very hard with Baker Stoker on that side of the game. So he's been
Receiver
with him all
leads
week.
40 love. Chase the last gallery.
Yeah, I'm sure I've been having a lot of conversations with him over the last 36 hours or so.
Halt. $15.40.
It's a little long from Cam there. He's been getting that short and across Rob all match, and that one Rob was able to leave for the back wall much easier. Could just be a one-off, but that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for today. See if there's any changes in how they're both playing.
Great point here. Let me see a grill. Oh, it's just missed. Oh, good play. Tell you what, if we can get to juice and then steal this game, you might see a momentum shifting. 40 love down.
30,
Going
40.
3-1 down.
Yep.
Love a tight serve here. Lovely. Holds it so well. You don't know what shot he's going to play. From
2
the
and
way he holds
3,
it, he could have
40,
forced
30.
it. He could have chipped it down the line or cross court, which he chose. Got so many options with his style of technique.
That's the danger. Rob's trying to go to the grill to finish the point off, but when he misses, he gives him a free ball where he can do anything he likes. If Rob goes for the more conservative shot to the timbre, then he's playing into Camden's,
Server leads 30, 40. Chase
Camden's
2 and
strength,
3.
Camden's wheelhouse, and creating a rally. So that's the danger.
Lost the
There he
chase
goes,
on the
3-1
game.
up.
Three games to 1.
Yeah.
15 love.
Camden across super fast. It was actually a really good volley return of serve from Rob there, but you kind of don't notice it because he's there so quickly.
30 love.
Come on, Rob, give us a bit more. Let's see. Put some pressure back on.
Chase better than second
He almost
gallery.
got that.
30 love.
It's been so nice to talk about the challenger this week. I mean, so much of the time it's been sort of talking about Rob and how amazing he's been, how great he's done, but you tend to talk about the player in the ascendancy, and I say this week, it's all been about
15,
Camden.
30.
It's great to talk about this guy who has himself achieved so much and been on this journey for so long. His whole life, you know, he's been a real court tennis player his whole life, but he, you know, his first challenge was in 2008, so he's been actively going for this moment for over 8 years
Look at
now.
this. Oh. Sorry to cut you off.
Not at all. Go for it.
This is just great defense. Attack versus defense. Camden comes out on top. Brilliant.
Do you think he enjoyed that
Brilliant.
one?
I think he did.
That's a fantastic point. Very relaxed finish to an incredible point there from Camden.
I'll throw out another tweet for you, Maddie.
Yep.
Hugh Pemberton,
Receiver
high
leads,
Matt in
40,
neck,
15,
watching
Chase better than
RTWC
second
16 with
gallery.
Roland Scully in London, hoping for a 6-all decider. Loving the commentary, keep it up. Just got to do something fast if we're going to see that.
Won the chase.
There we go, he's
Game.
4-1 up, very quickly 4-1.
4 games to 1.
That's that golden point he tries to get to, as you have been saying all week, Nick.
Yep.
That'll settle the nerves.
Yeah, I think his nerves are gone. Any that he did have.
Yeah, I think we saw a little bit in
Just in the first game.
first game,
There's Rob finding a grill.
a little bit in the third set of day 2,
15
but
love.
no signs of it today, really.
Yeah, I just felt Rob let him off in that first game and then took away those nerves. Just cool, gifts to Camden when he really could have got, the pressure on Cam.
So often we look at the mistakes of other people and we forget what's down the other end that's causing them. I mean, Rob's hit those shots his whole life. If he's hitting them in the net, if he's giving him that gift, there's a
15
reason
all.
for it. He knows he's got to be tight, and Cam's still got that aura of you're not going to get it past me unless you hit something, 100% perfect.
Absolutely, it makes it so hard when you got to play with such tight margins. You know, you feel like you got hit every shot perfectly.
We've looked at Rob's power game and his battles with Tim and Steve to a
Has
large
chased the
degree
door.
over the
15
years,
all.
and they're all big power. Here we've got the slower, tighter game, a different feel to it, and we're sort of focusing on the subtleties of the game again, which we
And
I guess
a
haven't
cut
done
volley.
for quite a few years.
That's what he's worked hard on as well as his
has
volley.
the door better
His
than a
cut
yard.
volley. He's very good at
15 all.
that for a left-hander. Look at this. Beautiful.
Yeah, pretty flat, but just incredibly active. If you get 2 bounces before the back wall, you don't need any cut.
Twitter again, your dad's jumped on. He hasn't given us much, just hashtag RTWC16.
He's learning. He's a beginner.
He's ahead of you with that one. He's on Twitter,
15
you're
all.
not.
Hazard chased the door. Hazard the door.
Yeah.
A good shot.
(30-15) receiver better than a yard.
He's going to need the same shot again, really, with better than a yard.
Cam sticking with the railroad though. Oh, that's
Just
close.
misses.
30 all.
It's kind of Rob's story this week. He's been so close to so many amazing shots, but not quite getting it. Another great point here.
Oh, so
Ah,
good.
Great finish. Super point, stonewalled and the dead on. Got a bunch of tough shots back, slowly turned the
40-30.
point around and then bang in with the finish. Got so many modern players try and go for a winner off shot number 1. Camden's happy to just turn the momentum of the point first,
Game
take his
server.
time, be
5-1
patient,
up, Matty.
and then take his winner. 5-1 Camden. Could be 1 game away here, guys.
We've seen a new world champion.
You're going to have to find
5
something else
games
to
to
do with
1.
your Saturday afternoon now.
What are we going to do, Matty?
I'm not doing anything with you, Nick.
Oh, is that it? We commentate, then you're done with me.
15 love.
There's plenty of interesting people to hang out with.
Oh. Nope.
Not up.
Chase 5.
Your dad's
15
got
love.
another tweet. Have they made a gentleman's agreement not to serve boomerangs?
Yeah, that's certainly a court here. I think that has been one.
Here's in the US Pro. We have a gentleman's agreement not to serve it.
Stroke.
Oh,
Not many gentlemen playing in the US Pro. Of
15
course.
all.
yes, because you're playing. No, you are ever the gentleman, Matty.
I'll ask Drew about that after the game, but I have no idea, to be honest. And certainly that's something Cam could have been working on for a long
5 in
time
the last gallery.
as the home professional here. Good question, Dad. All, possibly 3 points to go.
Jake Worzeldine, Matt, if coaching timeouts were a part of it, coaching advice for Rob.
Like, get 10 years younger. I don't know.
Another one,
It's-
John
15 all,
Lumley, watching
chase
the world
5.
champs in the Fiddy Pro Shop. Hi, John.
John's been here most of the week hitting with Cam, but Robbie's got him
Oh.
back to work, I think.
Yeah, Robbie, what are you doing? John, I can give you permission to come back.
Nope.
I put it in the net anyway, so
30-15, last gallery.
Last gallery.
Well,
I mean, he really hasn't got the railroad working like we're used to seeing from Rob.
But this is it. That Rob's railroad's characterised by being so tight and with so much work on it that the chance of actually getting it in is quite slim in a weird way. And the minute he tries to take a little
30
bit
all.
off and make sure it goes in, then he's not getting the one he wants.
Here we go. Camden is 2 points away.
Something difficult for us to appreciate as mere mortals. That's the one he's after.
Ooh.
That's the
40,
one
30.
he's after. I feel like if he just puts a tiny bit more flight on it, he might be able to do that
You say
more
that,
often.
I think Cam had it. That was a little bit nervy. He really, for the first time, I thought Cam was seeing the finishing line.
But he still wants him to play a
Oh, well
volley.
done, Rob. He's not going down without a fight.
2 games to
What a world
5.
champion. What a privilege it is to have seen him over the last 22 years playing it in these world championships.
15 love.
I wonder if this is the last time he'll compete in world championships.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah. The scary thing, he's probably still the second best player in the
Chase
world.
worse than a yard.
Yep.
15 love.
Certainly in this format of the game.
Good pick up, just.
I guess we'll find out. He's playing in the US Pro in 2 weeks.
Oh, well done, Camden.
The other side of the draw.
2
Steve
points
is.
away, Matty. 30 love.
30 love.
History is about to be made. Camden Riviere, 3 world championship points.
Thanks for coming in there, Nick. I'm so excited I don't know what to say anymore.
Oh. I can, the excitement is
And it's worse than a yard as well.
oh,
I mean,
it's
if ever you wanted
unbelievably.
a championship point, defending worse
Oh.
than a yard's what you're looking for, isn't it?
I've been with him, Camden, for the last 6 months.
Server
I
leads,
know the
40
work he's
love.
put in, how
Chase
much this
worse
means
than
to
a
him.
yard.
Here we go.
What must he be feeling right now? Here we go.
Lost
There it
the
is,
ball.
he's a world champion. Camden Riviere, the 2016 world champion. Take a bow, son. Take a bow. Unbelievable tennis. Rob Fay, true sportsman. He wanted someone to beat him fair and square, and that's been done. I'm speechless. Unbelievable. Rob Fay. It's got to be a very emotional time for Rob Fay right now. It's something he's held for so long.
You're a world champion, buddy. Fucking world champion. Amazing tennis. Well played.
Apologies
done
if
it.
you heard that little expletive. Drew on the mic
no,
there.
he said fuddy-duddy world champion.
Yeah.
He's been listening to your commentary. Well done, Camden.
What a way to do it as well. Any thought that we could have this epic comeback, and he's just done exactly what you'd expect. He's won in a champion style, given Rob nothing to work with on this one set, and won it
He is the
on
world
his
champion.
first attempt.
He's with his family. This is just wonderful. We're going to bring out the trophies now for the presentation. There's Cam with his mum. They've all lived it with him for so many years. He's finally done it. Well done, Camden. Brilliant. Well, it was short and sweet, this first set, but guys, you've seen some of the best tennis you'll see for a long time this week. I hope you've enjoyed the tennis as much as we have.
Now he can let the emotions flow.
There he is.
What a moment. I don't know if he's...
There's that moment. What if he broke that racket?
Yeah. So it's going to take a little while to set up the presentation, so we'll keep talking you through that with a couple of highlights. There's his sister Ashley. Whole family's in from...
There's Dacre, the coach I was talking about, his mental coach. He used to coach the Canadian Olympic team at, I think it was in bobsled, something like that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, definitely. He's been in Olympics as a coach.
What a
There's
performance.
a few highlights. These are some of the winners from Cam. These are the winners that took him to becoming the 2016 world champion. Now the question will be, how long will he hold it for?
Yeah, I think we can leave that for another production team. Someone else can deal with that. We'll just enjoy this moment here. There it is again. Fabulous set of tennis to top off a fabulous World Championship for Camden Riviere. 2016 World Champion. First new champion in 22 years when Rob wrestled the crown off Wayne Davis in 1994.
Camden would have only been about 6, 7 years old then. What a world champion though Rob has been. What an ambassador for our sport.
Yeah, we run out of... Don't know if you can hear John is there. They're just going to finish setting up, so still got a couple of minutes to
see some more highlights from Camden and Rob.
I mean, that's the thing is, you know, we can talk about 48-year-old Rob Fay, we can talk about all of these things, but he's still played really well this tournament. He's played some exceptional tennis, and he's still been beaten 7 sets to 2. And
been beaten by the better man. And that's what Rob wanted. He didn't want to lose a world championship because he was past it or couldn't play to the level he knows he can play to. You know, he always said he wanted someone to just go out there and beat him, and Camden Riviere has certainly done that.
A lot of tears on court there, understandably, not just from Camden and his family, but there's a lot of people who've been coming to these events for a long, long time, and it's a big day for them too. Sophie Fay, Rob's baby girl on court. He's getting a chance to hold her right now. Fantastic stuff.
Claire's here, Camden's fiance.
Claire Vogel, yeah. A lot of them up from South Carolina.
Camden taking pictures of his trainer, that's Michael Checky out there. The guy who put him into this shape. Getting close now to the presentations. Camden's just having a moment to himself. That's his dad, Tiger, there talking to him.
We don't need those as it turns out. Just put them against the wall.
Camden, probably, I think he was on court age like 5 or something like that. He's just had his 29th birthday. He's probably been the most obsessive person I've ever seen on a tennis court. I was pretty obsessive back in the day, but he literally has thought about nothing else probably since age 7. So just to put this little moment into perspective for him, one of the few top juniors to be living this dream right from childhood. So this is a moment 25 or so years in the making for him. Who would have thought age 7 that he'd be the one to take the crown off Rob? He's only ever known Rob as a world champion.
Yeah. Presentations are about to begin.
I think we'll be moving over to Jonathan Howell in just a second. I think they're ready.
Just waiting for the final officials to get on court before they get started. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll all agree what an extraordinary week we've just had. And before we do the presentation of the party, I'd just like to add our congratulations to the 2 players for a magnificent display of sportsmanship. will you please welcome the presentation party, starting with Alistair Curley on behalf of ARTA. Jeremy Winterstein, the president of the US CTA. Susie Faulkner on behalf of the IRTPA. Claire Vogel, Camden's fiancée.
That's not Cam's fiancée, in case anyone's worried.
Camden Riviere, world champion.
A bit slow to getting out to their chairs.
First time you've heard that. World champion Camden Riviere, officially.
Must be a sweet feeling.
And we're delighted to welcome to Susie Shockett.
Susie, the wife of Jay Shockett.
The former world champion, Robert Fay. Claire Fay, and it looks like Sophie Fay. The Vice President of the National Tennis Club, John Murphy. Mike Alloway, Chairman of the International World Championship Committee. Our outstanding marker, Andrew Lyons. And last, on the World Championship Executive Committee, Andrew Gould. As I mentioned just before, we've had an extraordinary week of tennis. It's been an absolute pleasure to have been here. And on behalf of the visitors, I'd just like to thank the National Tennis Club for doing the most superb job of running this 2016 World Championship. Of course, there are many people to thank, but more of that a little bit later on. But firstly, I would like to invite Andrew Lyons to come up and be congratulated on his fantastic job of marking the World Championship. Andrew. Congratulations. You did. Well done. Sit down. Yeah, sit down. Now I'd like to invite a good old friend of Robert's who'd like to say a few words about him on his amazing achievements. So I'm going to invite Alistair Curley to come up and say a few words. Thank you.
Thanks, Jonas. And I guess I was first asked to think about making this speech 6 years ago, and it says something about Rob's stubbornness and also what a great champion he's been that it's taken 6 years from when I first thought about having to say a few words about his career. I guess I was asked to do this because I was the person who was there right at the very beginning of Rob's career when in December 1986 he rocked into the Hobart Real Tennis Club and applied for the job of assistant pro to yours truly, and that was where the journey actually began that time. And I think it's well known that it was an interesting interview process for Rob. There was another candidate, and the selection committee was evenly split, so we took them both to lunch separately. And I think it's unsurprising that Rob gave a better performance over lunch than his rival for the job, so he got the job. Interestingly, he on the on-court part of the job interview, he came on and he tried to cut the bejesus out of every single ball. Doesn't matter what ball it was, he tried to cut it, and he did that because he'd read in the Encyclopedia Britannica that's what real tennis was about, cutting. And of course, Rob was starting the game in the days before the internet, so he actually thought all you had to do was just cut the ball, and he tried to do that every single shot. But despite that, he got a few over the net, and we gave him the job. So, despite the training that I gave you as a professional, you continued to become a good player. And we could see that he was on the path to greatness. And that came along quite quickly in 1994 when Wayne Davies brought on an early defence of his title. And Rob was one of the two challengers along with Julian Snow. He beat Julian in a home and away match and then proceeded to play New York. And people may not be aware of this, but they did home and away best of 13 sets in each leg, so best of 26 sets. So Cam's had it pretty easy this week by comparison to what Rob had to do to win the title. Rob actually won that first leg in Hobart 7-1, and so only needed 2 sets in New York. The first day in New York, Wayne did lead 3-love in that first leg, and probably if he'd been able to finish it off 4-love, he would have been in a good place to possibly defend his title. But on that day, Rob did, for the first time of many times, win the last set of the day, which kind of saved his bacon, and he went on the next day to win the championship. So he became world champion on the 16th of March, 1994, which is quite a long time ago. Thankfully, it was St. Patrick's Day next day, so it gave us a very good reason to celebrate. But since then, Rob has been an amazing world champion. He's defended his title in every tennis-playing country on 8 different courts, which is a unique achievement for any world champion. And he's also made a very substantial contribution to the World Championship itself. When he won the title, at that time, the champion could dictate both the time of the match and the venue of the match, and that did give a huge advantage to the champion, but Rob was prepared to give that up, and the result has been the fantastic World Championship that we now have, which travels around the world and is bigger and better every single time. So that's a terrific achievement, and we really thank you for doing that. It has been an incredible career, and many of us here have been along for the ride all those 22 years, because you've dominated real tennis like effectively no other sportsman in any other sport. It's just been an incredible career. You've been a great champion of the game for Australia. He's been an amazing ambassador. I think for Tasmania, it's probably our greatest export. And for everyone who's been around over that journey, particularly the loyal Tasmanians who've followed him everywhere, it's been just an immense privilege to watch you play. So, to our greatest ever world champion, Robert Fay, 3 cheers. Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray!
And now I'd like to invite Stephen DeVoe, the president of the National Tennis Club here in Newport.
Thank you, Johners. It's my pleasure to welcome all you again to this final day of the match. Couldn't wait to finish. The saying since Thursday has been one and done, so Cam and I both breathed a great sigh of relief when that was done. None of this could have taken place without the generous contribution of all of our sponsors, but in particular, the late Jay Shockett and his wife, Susie. We had other very generous sponsors, and I'll just name those at the top of the list. The USCTA, Jeremy Winterstein, Howard McMorris, and Richard Gilder. Thank you all for your support. This tournament doesn't go off without great help from assistant pros and other pros, and Nick and Sergio have done an admirable job this week supporting the tournament. I never really believed Hillary Clinton when she said it takes a village, and I'm not sure it takes a village, but it certainly takes more than one person to run a world championship. And I had a small but very hard-working and diligent committee. So I'd like to thank John Murphy, Bob Ruley, Skip Elliott, Frank Oliveira, Beth Winthrop, and my wife Ellen. When you submit a bid for this tournament, the IRTPA puts you through the paces as to how many viewing seats you have and how's your lighting, what social functions you're going to run. And one of the more important in recent history has been, how are you going to stream it? Australia, 2 years ago, set a very high bar, which was intimidating to us when we first looked at the project. And while putting the championship committee together, you sort of have to go to where your strengths are, and mine aren't which way the electrons are going to flow to make a picture. Fortunately, I have a business partner and a friend for the last 40 years, Clem Napolitano. Clemmy's a telephone guy. So I walked into his office, shut the door, and said, I really need help with the World Championship. He said, what do you want me to do? I said, I want you to stream it. He said, one condition. I was up against it. I said, what is it? He said, leave me alone. So I could ask any World Championship committee member anything except Clem. So I only would touch base if he was in a good mood with, are we all right? And he would say, don't you have other things to worry about? However, he and his team have taken streaming into broadcasting. This event was not streamed, it was produced. And I'd like to think that whoever has the World Championship in 2018 exceeds us in that production for the benefit of the game. It's now time to welcome a former world champion, and it took us 22 years to get to that point, and it's almost unbelievable that it lasted that long. So Rob, please come up. Come here. You deserve every minute. Please sit down. There's a saying I learned later in life, and that is that the truth will set you free. So we had this idea a couple of months ago that if Rob should lose, he should receive something. But none of us were bold enough to say he would lose. So this tray, which is benefit of our caterer, is supposed to be a sterling silver tray that is engraved with our appreciation of his efforts over the last 22 years as world champion. So Clemmy, you may take a close-up of it so everybody can see it's a real tray, and Susie will get you the final tray as soon as it's made.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you want to hand that mic to Rob? Sure. One other thing. I know you're used to getting the big one. Courtesy of Paul Roger. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I don't really want to say too much. I've had a lot of things to say over the years, but today's not about me. We have a new champion, and so I'll let him get on with it. But hopefully I will definitely get to thank everybody that I want to thank, hopefully individually, but if not, by email.
Thank you, Rob. And now I'd like to welcome the 25th holder of the World Championship trophy. I know it's not supposed to be a trophy, Susie, but I forgot the word. Camden Revere. I'm just going to say one thing. Awarding the trophy in a new tradition that is starring today at the suggestion of the former world champion is Rob Fay.
I just asked Steve to hurry up and give this thing to me because I don't know how much longer I can keep it together. Come on. Come on, keep it together, keep it together. First, I want to say thank you to Rob. For as long as I've been playing this game, you have been the greatest. You have been the benchmark. You have been the one that I've looked up to, the one I've strived to be, the one I've strived to beat. I've always looked at it as an amazing goal, and I found it such an amazing kind of run that you've been on, and the fact that you were able to hold it for so long. And with becoming the champion today, I know it's the end of an era, but my only hope is that I can do you proud with my service as world champion, that I can live up to the very high bar that you have set for the world champions of this game. I know I will never achieve what you have in this game, but to be able to stand here beside you today and to have fought alongside you for all these years is just truly an honor. Thank you. For the longest time, I've wanted this goal. In fact, it's 19 years, almost as of yesterday, that I first said I wanted to become world champion. And along the way, I've learned more about myself, my friends, than I ever thought possible. And I have to say that this is not something you do alone. And having seen now how much work goes into it, I'm even more impressed with how long Rob has been able to do this. It is not easy. It is a lot of work for both yourself, for your family, for your friends. They're all a part of this. Everybody has to give up something in order for you to do these things. And I truly appreciate that, especially from my family, who have given up more time than I would have ever wished on them to help me achieve this goal. It's just, it's a privilege to be able to show it to them. One more thing. One last thing, and then we'll get this going. I just want to say a big thank you to first the National Tennis Club, who allowed me an immense amount of time off to prepare for this. An incredible thank you to Dacre Stoker and to Rob Johnston and the Ellises and to everybody who came up and helped me over the last year with the training. Mike Checky over at Bridge Fitness, who helped me put in so many hours for this one day. I couldn't have done it without any of you guys. And I'm done.
At this stage, I'd now like to invite all of you to come down to have the official photograph of the 2016 World Championship. So if you'd like to make your way onto the court so we can get this photograph done. All of you onto the service end, please. Thank you.
Okay, I don't want to add too much to what has been a wonderful presentation. Nick, it's been a privilege calling this match with you, and what a great game we've seen. History to be seen here.
Absolutely, the feeling's mutual. Maddie, it's been an absolute privilege. That was very special to watch. I've got chills down the back of my spine. I hope you've enjoyed this whole experience, the viewers, as much as Matty and I have. So it's good night from me.
And it's good night from me.